If you remember making a Mii with all your friends and family, playing bowling and golf in your living room, and watching those viral videos of people accidentally yeeting their Wiimote straight into their TVs,
oh, jeez, and there goes the tennis racket.
then you were there during the years when the Nintendo Wii completely took over the world, which was this week, 2 decades and some change ago. To a lot of us, the Wii still stands out as one of the most iconic, influential, and just comfortable consoles of all time. And that's not because of the motion gimmicks, Smash Bros adding tripping,
especially, trip into the grab. Wow. That's the worst thing ever. Trip into a grab.
or it calling you overweight on the Wii Fit board. It's because no console in history has ever done what the Wii did. It wasn't just a system. Beyond even juggernauts like the PS1 and PS2, the Wii was a cultural event. Before smartphone apps turned everyone into Candy Crush and Monopoly addicts, the Wii was the first time gaming genuinely felt universal. Kids played it, parents played it, grandparents played it, nursing homes, office break rooms, cookouts, schools, everywhere you went, somewhere had a Wii set up. And if you were alive in the late 2000s, you either owned a Wii or you knew 5 people who did. And 1 out of those 5 people were unfortunate enough to be stuck playing the Call of Duty ports on it. Today we're going back to the moment when Nintendo flipped the entire industry on its head and created a console so popular that stores couldn't keep it on shelves for a while, partially thanks to a simple pack-in game that ended up being one of the best-selling titles of all time. And if you like throwback topics and content like this, feel free to like and subscribe. I've got a lot more videos like this. Now let's get on with the video.
We would like to play.
Gather your friends and family as the biggest characters in gaming history come together for the brawl to end them all. Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Rated Teen.
Nintendo launched the Wii in the US on November 19th, 2006. The exact same week Sony launched the PlayStation 3. Hey, whoever at Nintendo picked Thanksgiving week deserves a raise because that move alone might have helped them win the entire generation. While the PS3 launch was a disaster with fights, robberies, insane prices, impossible architecture, and basically everything except games.
Some launch titles didn't even materialize, and the number of consoles available dwindled the closer we got to November.
That's why I'm saying It's a little crazy. Desperate times, people.
Well, I mean, someone got shot outside of Walmart today. That's crazy. We want to know what you guys at home think. Is the PS3 worth taking a bullet for?
The Wii would take a completely different approach. No, this still wouldn't save it from scalpers, but it and its surrounding energy were completely different. Yes, the PlayStation 3 drop that same week had people lining up for raw tech power and a continuation of the PS2 legacy, but the Wii launch had something different that no game console since arguably the Nintendo Entertainment System tapped into. Pure mass market curiosity.
Rory, what's all this fuss about then?
Well, Dermot, it's by no means the most advanced of the new breed of console, but so far the Wii is proving a huge hit. Part of the excitement is about this, the new controller, which brings a certain physicality into game playing. I'll just do a little demonstration here, quick golf game. Yeah, there we go. Not too bad a shot there.
Everyone from hardcore gamers to parents who hadn't touched the controller since the NES wanted to know one thing. Why did they name this thing after is this thing really controlled by waving your arm around? Nintendo doubled down on DS-style accessibility and imagination that helped make it the handheld console of a generation. Legendary Nintendo game developer and director Shigeru Miyamoto reportedly literally held up his cell phone in meetings for Wii development, basically going, "Can't we just make it this simple?" That idea, a controller that anyone could instantly understand, became the Wiimote. The design philosophy created in order to give gaming to the entire world over an established player base would lead Nintendo to take its biggest gamble of the decade and arguably ever. Instead of chasing graphics or horsepower, it doubled down on something that looked like a toy compared to its competitors, featuring motion controls, a TV remote looking controller, and a white plastic box that barely felt like what most people saw as a next-gen machine. And if you were there, you know that all of this worked. As a kid back then, I even remember being skeptical, thinking I would just be fine with my Xbox 360. But even I got sucked into the uniqueness and vibe of the Wii, as did the rest of the world. And suddenly, we had Grandma bowling strikes in the living room. Back during that release week, many would buy a Wii and bring it along for Thanksgiving family gatherings, proving just how much of a hit it was. All over YouTube, you can find clips from a time when people really followed the broadcast yourself slogan, showing just how fun launch week Wii Sports was with loved ones. The Wii was simple and novel, with players not needing to learn the Wii, do combos, master dual analogs, or use triggers. You just swung your hand like you were bowling, golfing, or swinging a baseball bat, and it was magic. Sony chased cutting-edge tech, Microsoft chased online gaming dominance, and Nintendo just chased everyone else. The Wii is the first video game console not just for gamers that would find such success. And that's why launch day turned into madness.
It's 11:30 and they're releasing the Wii tonight, tomorrow morning. And there's a lot of people right there.
It's funny because Matt, well, drunk is Matt, sober. And Matt's sober is Matt drunk.
The Wii display board. Empty shelf. Remote controller.
It was the first console in history that your entire family wanted at the same time. So obviously, this would lead to the Wii constantly selling out in stores everywhere. While Nintendo was sure to stock the console, even more than the PlayStation did with the PS3, it was notorious for getting instantly snatched up all throughout those first release years. And you already know this was partially the fault of scalpers who were flipping a $250 product for $400 to $600 on eBay. From Circuit City to Universal Studios and the actual Nintendo stores, lines would consistently fill with more people than consoles in store.
I actually went to the Wii event here in Los Angeles at the EB Games in the Universal City Walk.
Oh yeah?
They had about 600 consoles in stock, but apparently over 1,000 people in line. It was ridiculous. The thing snaked all the way out to the parking lot. It took minutes to walk.
News stations and sites alike were treating those shortages like crime alerts. That's how hot the Wii was. And it would keep that momentum going into 2007, as it would see multiple sellouts going into another holiday season. But we have to be real, none of this would have exploded the way it did without the secret weapon, Wii Sports. This tech demo would package 5 mini sports games including boxing, baseball, tennis, golf, and everyone's family favorite, bowling, into one disc that came with every Nintendo Wii, and was advertised as literally bringing the court, alley, course, ring, and field into your living room. This little free pack-in title was basically what sold the Wii to so many families that never cared about a video game in their lives. But you know what's crazy? Wii Sports wasn't even supposed to be a pack-in game. Nintendo originally planned to sell it separately, as it did in Japan and Korea. But President and Chief Operating Officer of Nintendo of America at the time, Reggie Fils-Aimé, practically fought the Japan offices to bundle it in. He understood that the Wii needed one thing, a game that instantly proved why the console existed, and he was obviously right. Wii Sports was the purest idea that Nintendo ever shipped. And the brilliance came from the sports that they chose too. Bowling, tennis, baseball, golf, boxing, stuff literally every human on Earth and maybe off already understands. No learning curve, no barrier, nothing that required gamer literacy. It was universal from the moment you heard that menu music. And because it came bundled in every box, Wii Sports became the best-selling console game of all time. Not because of graphics, but because it turned the Wii into a living room event. Like I said, everywhere you went post 2006, someone had a Wii hooked up. Wii Sports didn't just sell the console, it technically was the console. Combined with the personality and connection of the Miis, which arguably started the era of avatars as the face of tech, and following games like Just Dance would add to it, this console ended up feeling like a necessary part of the family, completely rebranding gaming and creating the party console identity that Nintendo began with the Nintendo 64 and Nintendo GameCube. Also, bro, they had a godlike built-in browser. I would spend hours on that going on Club Nintendo and watching anime bootlegs on YouTube in between Smash Bros sessions. And I know some used it for more nefarious means, but we'll just leave that out of here. However, the Wii wasn't without its share of controversies. Thankfully, unlike the Xbox 360's Red Ring of Death and the PS3 launch shootouts, the Wii's problems were mostly just funny as AF. Wii-itis or Nintendonitis are diagnosis brought on by playing with your Wii way too much. That sounds so nasty. It's described as intense pain in the right shoulder that you get from going too ham, too much on the Wii. Multiple reported cases of this throughout the years had doctors legit publishing case studies about people hurting themselves playing virtual bowling and more. Shoulder tendonitis, wrist sprains, literal torn muscles because apparently some of y'all were trying to bowl a 300 in your living room for real. And then there were the injuries. Flying Wiimotes would become their own genre of viral content, and black eyes, busted noses, broken ceiling fans, and kids getting smacked in the face would be regular incidents. One study reports, we found that of 39 reported Wii-related injuries over a 2-year span, 46% occurred while playing the Wii Sports tennis software. Further, we identified 14 distinct injury patterns sustained during gameplay. Of these injuries, hand lacerations were the most common, accounting for 44% of the total number of reported cases. There is no way I was playing the same Wii Sports as these people, and there is no way y'all were putting your entire bodies in the Wii Sports instead of flapping around your Wiimote with your wrist. Huh? And of course, the TVs. I remember cracking up at seeing videos of people busting up TVs because they didn't heed Nintendo's warning of actually using the wrist strap. Nintendo had to redesign wrist straps because people were accidentally tossing their controllers across the room like a grenade. The Wii basically turned into a public health conversation, but honestly, nothing made Wii owners more sick than the shovelware. For every Mario Galaxy or No More Heroes, top 5 game of all time by the way, there were 200 pet horses, Ninja Bread Man, carnival games, and whatever else stupid minigames compilations companies puked out, hoping to trick grandmas at Walmart. Bless you if you woke up on Christmas morning with a Wii and that Rudolph minigame collection. Of course, after everyone finished clowning on Nintendo for making a toy with a TV remote controller, the entire industry suddenly looked at the sales numbers and said, "Hello, I like money." PlayStation dropped the PS Move, which looked like, I'm not making that joke. If you were there, you heard it a million times. Xbox dropped the Kinect, the biggest and most confident copycat of them all. And to be fair, it was actually a pretty good idea. Now before you flame me for that, the Kinect added more personality to an already great console with the introduction of it and their copycat Mii's, the avatars. They went all in on the no controller idea and marketed it like the future of the human species depended on waving your arms in front of a camera. The issue is that they only had 2 good games. But hey, the rip-off Mii's are the reason that we got the legendary Doritos Crash Course. And then you had the straight knockoff consoles, bargain bin sports motion systems that you'd find at your local flea market, Dollar General, and Bass Pro Shops, all trying to cash in on the motion control and Wii's image. Everyone copied the controller, but no one copied the magic. And if they copied it too close, I'm sure that Nintendo would have sent their lawyers and ninjas after them. The Wii would go on to sell over 101 million units, making it one of, if not the most, if you don't believe Sony's lies, of the most successful consoles of all time. Even though motion controls eventually faded out, the fingerprints of the Wii never really left gaming. Fitness gaming, VR, accessibility in gaming, both negative and positive, and the design philosophy behind the Nintendo Switch all made ground thanks to its release and legacy. It also permanently opened the door for casual gamers. Before the Wii, non-gamers were a demographic. After though, they were just another market to be conquered. A market only focused on by smartphones and Netflix these days, but still. What I'm basically saying is that the Wii wasn't just a system like how we look at others. It was a moment in time similar to the initial release of Pokemon Go, when it felt like everyone was sharing this great new experience no matter what you were into. There's a reason Nintendo Hero's entire channel is built on his obsessive love of Wii Sports and Wii Sports Resort. There's so much more I could talk about with this console, from the library, go play No More Heroes and Muramasa's Demon Blade by the way, to the virtual console making retro mainstream again.
Super Mario RPG, Sonic the Hedgehog, Donkey Kong 3.
To how great the browser was at giving kids their own computer for a bit. But I'd rather hear from you. What did the Wii mean to you? Were you there for the release? Did you wait in those lines? Let me know in the comments below, and thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching again, and please take care.